what motivated them in the first instance. So the University of Maiduguri and every other university within Nigeria should begin to take very serious security measures in protecting lives and property. Paying 2 million euros is also an indication that, I mean, they have been bettered. They have seen money now, and all the cash they needed to acquire more weapons have been put in their hands. So it means that they can pay for the ones they took on credit and can also pay for the ones they need now, which means that the rest of the girls also mean a lot of money.
What do you then think about the existence of that group, Boko Haram?
The existence of that group in Nigeria, let me narrow it down, challenges us to reviewing the ECOWAS protocol on free movement of people and goods. I have said this before. Certain protocols are not practicable given the security challenges. The borders should be effectively manned, both physically and virtually. We are challenged with our borders in the north. It is a bit easier to check our borders in the south, but in the north, very difficult. People say they are porous. I say they are non-existent. We don't have borders at all. Whatever barriers we make at the entry points are for the good people. Gentlemen and women pass through the doors. When the bad guys come, they don't knock on your door. So we need to ensure, no matter how vast, it's a big challenge. If we need Nigeria to remain as a country, we need to check the borders. The number of people that are coming through the north. The number of people that are coming through the north is one issue that we need to put on the table and ask ourselves, how many are Nigerians? Because of common language, religion, anybody that walks in through the Tuareg region, from Chad, from Niger, speaks Hausa or communicates in Fulani, speaks Arabic, he becomes a Nigerian.
Okay.
And soon after he's here, he succeeds. He brings in more people. We saw the reports. Truckload of human beings coming in. From where? At what point? Where is the immigration? Do we have the capacity to even sieve who is Nigerian and who is not? So these are some of the challenges that we need to look at and say, what is the budget?
We'll pick it up from there. We'll pick it up from there when we return in a moment. Just stay with us. Welcome back. Well, you've highlighted a number of things bothering on conspiracy, infiltration, but you know, several times we did ask governments at different levels if ransom were paid at some points for different occasions, and they vehemently denied all of those. But if you say that they paid some ransom, or 2 million for those girls, how did you come to that conclusion?
Well, I didn't come to the conclusion. I didn't release the news. We heard, and we have been following. And for me, it doesn't come as a surprise.
Which one? I
mean, the ransom for girls, payment of ransom, didn't come to me as a surprise because
the speculated payments.
When you sit down and look at options available to government, you see that it's a very big possibility. Because
but did they say they did pay?
I cannot. I am not a government official and will not speak for government. But what we are discussing is the information available from very credible news media, and we can say that until government comes to say we didn't pay a dime, then we have to stay on that.
About the movement of persons, how and what do you base the credibility of the story on?
Movement of persons.
You talked about the borders, how people move and what happens there. How and how much of fact is that?
You see, senior government officials from different states of the north have said this, And we have no reasons to doubt them.
What exactly did
Some of us also have had reason and cause to travel around some of these areas within especially where we think we are safe, to look at things and see the way they work. We've had to ask questions with locals to find out. They have challenges. And these challenges border on the number of people that come into the country from our land borders.
Yeah, but having challenges, we have challenges down south as well, but that does not necessarily mean that there are no borders there.
These challenges, of course, differ. We have our peculiarities. In the south, I'm not saying it's a safe haven, I'm not saying it's El Dorado here, but the challenges here are peculiar.
You've forgotten we have the multinational joint task force as well in the Lake Chad Basin region. Are they not doing
There
anything?
is no doubt about that. The multinational joint task force are not there to stop free movement, massive movement, exodus of human beings. And do not forget that there is crisis.
Can you stop free movement?
You can
if
check.
No crime has been committed?
You can check. We are talking about a sovereign nation. You can't enter Cameroon like this, except from the other.
Going on?
Pardon?
Can we say the checks are not happening?
It's not adequate. It is not adequate.
It's difficult for me to progress in my line of questioning to you.
It's not adequate.
Because you believe that this is a conspiracy.
Yes, I do.
Now, will your conspiracy theory end with getting back the remaining 106 girls?
No, it won't end. Because Boko Haram has shown high level of dynamism. So, it means that they are likely to change tactics. Nobody envisaged that at a point they will go to a school and take over 200 girls. But when they did, we began to think along that line. So, who knows what next? Who knows where next?
Is suicide bombing...
Conspiracy continues.
Is the suicide bombing connected to the conspiracy?
That's what I'm saying here, that the whole of Boko Haram, the whole of their successes, the whole of their failures, is a conspiracy against Nigeria. Now, what we should bother ourselves is, who and who are part of this conspiracy? And that's where I have said that until government deciphers, begins to pick up some high-level state actors, just the way we are doing with anti-corruption and arresting money launderers, government should bring forth before us people they know that have been part of this at that level. I have also said previously that this thing cannot succeed without the strategists, without the foot soldiers whom we have battled with all these years and taken into custody, and then there are the sponsors, those who have both political and economic interest to this. They are the ones who provide, possibly, they are the ones who provide the facilities with which you can store 200 girls and many more for 2 years, 3 years going, feed them, clothe them, provide medication as much as they could, keep them until they arrive for ransom. The time comes and they exchange them for, as we are beginning to hear, as much as 2 million euros. For God's sake, if you don't believe this is a conspiracy, keep a tab on it. Someday we'll come back here discussing in details.
That's if you don't think that report is a conspiracy.
We are watching all of it.
Chigozie Obadi is a security analyst.